Step number 1, before you start looking for a talent agent, they want to know that you have had training. And I do not mean theater training. I have a theater degree. Acting for camera has a very different execution. So even if you have a master's in acting, that master's is in theater, it's really not going to serve you like what you need for acting on camera. So your first most important step is to take acting class with a reputable acting coach specifically for film or screen acting. You're also going to meet other working actors during this process, and that is going to come into play later. I want to cover red flags and green lights so that you have some criteria to help you find the best possible screen acting coach. Red flag number 1, you paid for class, but you do not get time to perform your scene. You are paying for class time to get coaching on your acting. Listening to notes for other actors isn't ultimately going to do it. It may give you some good ideas, but it's not the same as you getting notes on how you personally are applying that note. So the green light is, if you pay, you get to play. Every single class, you get class time. You should be able to perform. This is different than some workshops that offer observation tickets. If you are only buying an observation ticket, then that makes sense. You should just be there to observe. Red flag number 2, you are being forced to do certain scenes or work with certain scene partners. Not okay. The green light here is that you should have the freedom to pick whatever scenes you want to work on and to work with any of the actors that you want to work with. You can ask the acting coach sometimes for a reference, or they may suggest, hey, you should think about looking at this scene or this script. But they should never say, no, you have to do this, especially if it's something you're uncomfortable doing and you're saying, no, I don't want to do this, and they're not listening to you. Red flag. Red flag number 3, the acting coach is either verbally or physically abusive to help you get it. We're not doing that. We're doing vulnerable emotional work. And here's the green light. Acting class should always, always feel safe to you. If you feel in your system anywhere, something's off, something's wrong, I'm very uncomfortable, listen to yourself, okay? And that includes if other students become unsafe for some reason, because emotions run high. I mean, scenes get intense sometimes. You should feel safe and you should feel confident that your acting coach is keeping the environment safe. Red flag number 4, the acting coach is always kissing your butt and telling you that you're just so awesome. That just feels like a money grab to me. Keep coming back so I can affirm you. The green light here is you should have an acting coach that, though they make you feel safe, though they're not being abusive in any way, they should challenge you and encourage you to work on areas of weakness. You need an acting coach that says, hey, I know you don't really want to work on this part of your emotional range, but it is going to grow you as an actor. Again, they're not forcing you to do that. Red flag number 5, you never get footage of your work. Here's the green light. Your studio should have a camera set up for each person that's doing the scene so that you get footage of your scene and you can hear your notes. I am telling you that if you are doing a scene in class and you think you're translating one way and then your acting coach gives you notes, you're going to look back at that footage and go, oh, I thought I was evoking this emotion and really I look like I'm kind of joking about this and I thought I was being more serious. Red flag number 6. You cannot audit the class before paying. Generally speaking, pretty cool acting coaches and cool studios are usually cool with you seeing how everything is set up and whether or not you like it before you pay. All of this is a green light. If you know some actors in that class, ask, hey, would you be cool with me watching your class footage so I can hear the coach? Now, if you have a coach or you start working with a coach and you see one of these red flags come up, for example, if they're forcing people to work on certain scenes, you should be able to freely ask, hey, why is it that you're assigning scenes? Would you consider allowing me the autonomy, the freedom to pick my scenes and scene partners? This is the ideal response, in my opinion. They should be curious to ask you more questions to get a feel for what would be best for you. If they go off the deep end and get angry and lose their minds, you do not need to be in that mess. So if you have an acting coach that needs to work on their own stuff and they're not actively doing that and they're taking it out on you and it feels that way, or they blow up and they're freaking out, I'm just going to say right now, no deal. Hard truth. Come back to me. If you really are serious about being a screen actor and you can't find a good reputable coach in your area, you're going to have to make a hard decision about whether or not you need to move. Zoom class is just not ever going to fully benefit you the way in-person training does. You can never really fully make eye contact on Zoom and it just sucks. Your quick action step for step 1 is to go look at the resources, especially that backstage link, and go look through their database and start trying to research and find a reputable film acting coach in your area. Maybe go ahead and contact them, see if you can audit. Your slow action step is that you are going to need to have a breakthrough. It's going to feel like an emotional breakthrough, a mental breakthrough. You'll feel like insecurities and weirdness start to pop up and think, oh, I thought I was going to be better at this. You have to start getting over those roadblocks, and a good coach is going to coach you through them. You'll know it. You'll feel it. You'll feel a shift where you feel more confident, more equipped to really go toe-to-toe with the big dogs in this business. This is a marathon, not a sprint. It may be a year before you feel that way. You can go ahead and get started with an acting coach right now. You don't need to wait on that. You need to do that sooner than later so that you can start working toward those breakthroughs. I listened to a podcast on Social Media Examiner interviewing the actor David Lawrence XVII from the show Heroes. And I was shocked to hear him say that he decided he wanted to be in acting class for film acting for like 5 years before he even tried to audition. Then he went on to Heroes, was supposed to be killed off in that one episode, and all of the producers and the directors, writers came to him and said, hey, can we write you in as a regular? And he was like, yeah. It's so much better as an actor. If you hit the ground running once you start auditioning, if you show up and people aren't saying, oh, I think I see something in them, and then you just have like 15 minutes of fame and they're like, well, I thought so, but never mind. Versus, I think I see something in them, and then you can deliver. So I do still want you to go do that quick action step. Go ahead and find an acting class. And then just know that slow action step is having those breakthroughs.